Okay, folks, Doug here. We're just following up on our Mikuni choke fix and carburetor cleaning. We drilled out that choke plunger and cleaned up the threads, got a new cable, got it back together. Seems to be working just fine, which is great. And while I was putting the carburetor back on, I noticed that they had the line coming off the top of the fuel pump down there. Kind of see that. And they had that one going to the carburetor, and it's not supposed to go there. It's supposed to go right down there. You can see that line going right to the engine block. That's your pulse line. That should go to the top of the fuel pump. So that would explain why they were having a bunch of gas blowing out the exhaust, because they were dumping gas right into the crankcase. So, believe it or not, it ran that way. But we got the fuel lines switched around and hooked up correctly, and she fired right up and she runs good. So I'm happy with that. Our next thing was the headlight wasn't working. So down here where your connector is, fired it up and put a test light to it, and I didn't have any power down there. So I traced everything back. Everything looked good. All the way up here to the bright dim switch, which the switch felt really sticky and dirty. So I unplugged it and checked for power here, which is your yellow wire, and we did have power. So I just took a little loop, piece of 12 gauge house wire, made a little loop, hooked it into the white, which I don't know if that's the dim or the bright, but we just wanted a light. So fired it up, light works, great. So next thing, when you get one of these old sleds, is you want to just check everything over. I haven't checked it yet. Crankcase here, got your chain case. Want to make sure that's got enough oil in it. Back in the day, they used like a gear lube, I think. Nowadays, I think they pretty much run transmission fluid in them. Just probably works a little better in the cold weather. This sled's only got 1,400 miles on it. So I would think the chain and gears and everything should be in good shape. So we're not going to pull the cover off and inspect them. We'll just make sure there's enough oil in there. And then from there, we're gonna get this new winch here for raising our lawnmowers, for doing our sharpening our blades and stuff, and it works good for the sleds here. We just raise this up. Careful of the hood there. Got our hyfax here. Want to just make sure it's not all worn through. And if you can see real close there, get a light on it here a little bit for you. There's kind of a line right there. It's hard to see on this one, but I can tell there's plenty of hyfax left there. If you look from the back here, you can maybe see a little better. And you can see there's quite a bit left on the back there. The place it's going to wear the most is up front here, because that's where the track is always making contact. So check there, make sure it's not wearing through the metal. But as much as there is back here, I think we're okay. Check our tension. You don't want probably more than a couple inches there. It could be a little bit loose, but it's not real bad. And then you want to check alignment back here. Measure from the outside of your track to your bogey wheel on both sides. Right there. Looks pretty even right now, but you want to start it up and you want to spin the track, let it come to a stop on its own, then recheck your measurements. If the track's slid over this way, that means this side is moved in a little bit, and so you'd want to tighten up this side or loosen the other side. Just keep an eye on your track tension. Don't get it too tight or too loose. And then recheck your alignment by spinning the track again. And you adjust it with these adjusters here, which I'm gonna get them sprayed up right now because looks like they're gonna need a good soaking before we move them. But hopefully we won't even have to move them. And then just inspect your track and other thing you want to check over here on your secondary. And this sled only having 1,400 miles. You got those little wear shoes. If you can see them down there. A little hard to see here. But there's 3 of them right there. A little black thing between the 2 pieces of aluminum there. Make sure they're not wore down, and looking at these, they look good. So we're getting close here. But of course here in Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, you look out the window, my dirty window, no snow yet. It's starting to snow right now a little. It's been raining for the last couple days. So hopefully we're headed for some snow, because we need to get some money coming in with our snow plowing business. That's what it's all about. And test these snowmobiles out. This will make a good beginner sled for a younger person. Probably only does about 50 or 60, but you could back that throttle cable down to govern it too, which is nice. And they make good ice fishing sleds just for pulling a small sled out to the ice. And these old Arctic Cats, they have the bar cleats on the tracks here, which give you some pretty good traction on the ice, so that's nice. That's it for now. We'll get her out for a test ride and come back with another video, hopefully. Just wanted to let you know. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel. That'd be great. Have a good day.